at it, and the attorney, he looked at it, and there was just some of the language that's in there, some of the stuff in there, it can't be, a city can't enforce some of that stuff. And so what, I'm proposing is that he puts one together that we can support based off of this, language and stuff that she has in there. So that's what he's gonna do. So she was here, that's what I was gonna let her know.
She knew it.
Did you get a chance?
Tweaking stuff.
Yeah, did you get a chance to read it?
Yeah, I read it, but,
And that was, he sent some questions.
did he tell us what? Oh, on the back.
Thank you, Jim.
You know? Oh, you have the same paper here, huh? There was a lot like that.
Oh, I asked about the fire, and you have to bring it down.
I always mention on my own self. I think that might solve the problem with inspection getting brought up. I called on my own self. I don't know, 100?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, let it be resolved that racial equity Renaissance category guarantees gainful employment. We can't, as a city, guarantee that. All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is the racial equity Renaissance zones. And that's what we're currently doing, just going through to everybody have a chance to read, and if there's any changes that we would like to make, as we get an opportunity to read it. You guys have a copy of that?
No, you're not.
Madam Chair, I don't see anything from the attorney. There's another letter here, but it's about a different subject.
Attorney Hearn's going through it now.
He did look through it. There were some things, there were some languages in there, so his suggestion on this particular one was.
Can you talk to the mic, please?
So yeah, we did get an opportunity to look at it, and he had sent me an email. There were some questions in there about some of the things that was in this particular resolution, that wording wise we would need to change and adjust. And so that was his suggestion in terms of this particular resolution. In this case, because I'm not an attorney, I would suggest that we look at what he's saying change in terms of it.
Do we have it?
What?
What his changes?
He sent it to me. I can send it to you.
Yeah.
I can send it to you.
Yeah.
So
Some of the
bring it
changes
back
that
on
he
the agenda
proposed.
again.
Yeah, I'll put it back on the agenda again.
Did you get the letter that, I think it was Battle Creek wrote for Benton Harbor School System? They sent me a letter, a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it?
I think so. I think we got it here.
Yeah, it came in
Email. Yeah.
Came in the mail.
I think, yeah.
So what I'm gonna do with this item, so, if you get an opportunity to look at it and there's some changes that you wanna add to, but, I'm gonna put it back on the agenda for next month with all of those changes and stuff like that, so we can approve it. And if he can get it before then, I can send it to another committee.
And Miss, Nora gets a chance to look at it too.
Yeah, she said, this is what she sent, and based on what he sent, she sent us, this is with some of those changes that he said that he needed to make. That's what I'll do with this one over too.
Next
Mhm.
month.
All right. The next one is, next item is the proposed amendment to the Articles of Incorporation for Takata. What's that? Okay. Is there any more information about this?
I think,
It should change.
Who actually put this one on the agenda?
The board,
The board. Could you speak to this one?
Dollar Rise Board.
Mhm.
From my understanding that it was submitted to the attorney and he made some additional, recommendations. And I see here that it is here, it's on the back of the other resolution. He made a comment that he understands that he didn't understand the reasoning of, changing the bylaw, the article incorporation. And now he says he now has an understanding as the reasons and the scope of the changes being requested.
So his recommendation is to, send this to the whole commission for approval.
Mm-hmm. With the additional
With the
changes
additional changes that they put in.
that he made.
Does anybody have any questions about this?
So,
Go ahead.
so did you and the committee, y'all went through the bylaws?
There was a subcommittee that sat down and looked at the bylaws. The bylaws were nowhere, available through the city or anybody else
Mhm.
from back when they did it in the 70s. So,
So it hadn't been even updated and before. Wow.
So they won't change the fiscal year. October.
I just paid attention to that change.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to go back and ask about that, if that's just to coordinate with, state or federal or what? Because I know everybody's got a different timeline for their fiscal year, so. It looks good to me, but I would like to make sure we got the final copy, the final version in our hands before we approve it. Right now, it's not a final.
Right, and I think if this was just, is there, clerk, a final copy that's going to go to, before the commission, or they want us to send this before the commission?
I'll have to check with the clerk tomorrow and, have her send out an email, let you guys know. if she has
Okay.
something.
Well, the last sentence says the final version is being prepared by Attorney Dwayne's office, which is the Kyle's.
Right,
So before we approve it,
right, we
we
need the final copy. Could you have them, have her send a final copy? Because this will go before us in 2 weeks, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, does this committee support moving this forward, for us to look at?
Census.
All right. Amendment to the council rules. So with the council rules, they were, the ones that were changed. Are those the ones that, you sent us? They were already, ready to go.
Mhm.
The changes were already made, that were supposed to be, changed, and I don't even know why, the council voted them down, actually. The council rules that would allow you to make changes and to do the things that you need to do in the meeting. So that was already added to those, council rules that was, amended, prior to those going back.
The one that we can bring some off the floor or something.
All that was added in there.
Mm-hmm. But we voted it. We got voted.
They got voted down.
Just taking it back to the.
Yeah, so the ones, yes, the ones that were, that had the changes, added into them, yes,
Okay,
yes. Send back to the commission.
okay.
that decision.
Can we look at anything else or just that?
What do you mean? The council rules?
Yeah. Can we put it back on your agenda for next?
Put it back on for what? They were, those rules were, actually, we had did the work to change those and added.
That's just one, right?
No, there were several ones that we added in there so that we can make changes to the agenda on the day of the meeting. That was a request, all of the requests that, people were talking about were added in those particular rules. And then the council voted it down. We did the work to actually change those rules. Because you should be able to do that, add to the agenda, the day of, you should be able to bring something from the floor that you didn't get a chance to add. All of those were put into those amendments. Right now, you can't do that because the council rules say that we can't do it. And as long as that is the case, that'll continue to happen. We actually spent quite a bit of time trying to get those, because you were, how would you say, yeah, trying to get those rules changed and they were voted down. So could you send those back? Please send those back. And that is the end of our agenda. Eleanor, Ms. Gavin, Ms. Gray.
Yes, ma'am.
So with the racial equity Renaissance Zone, the attorney did send some changes that he wanted to make to this particular resolution, because there were some things in there that were unenforceable by a city. And I'll read one of them to you. So what he's proposing to do is to actually redo this one using much of the language in there, but there were some items in there that as a city we could not necessarily enforce. And one of those, let me give you an example of it. And once he gets finished with that, I'll send that to you. It says, therefore, making sure that all residents receive gainful employment. That's not something that we can guarantee happens. You know, there was just some wording things in there. We can say something else in that place, but we can't say guarantee and that kind of thing. So there was just some wording changes that he wanted to do to this particular document to make it something that a city could actually use, or some things that we can't enforce. And that was some of those things. And so what he's going to do is put those changes in there, and then he's going to send it to us, and then we'll come back. And I was just telling them I can send it back to my committee, or we'll send it to another committee to go before the commission again, because that's really pretty much what it is. And once he gets that done, I'll send it to you so you get an opportunity to see it again.
Now, is that like another month out?
So no, that's what I'm saying. Once he gets those changes made, we won't wait another month. I'll send it to another committee, talk to that chair, and most of the time, that's what we do. So that we won't have to do that. And I've been out, so.
I appreciate that. There were two parts to that I was kind of, as I was going through this, and you may have heard me mention it before, I was thinking that, the zoning is fine, but we really do, and I may have mentioned at another meeting, that we really do need to have coupled with the zoning a racial equity reform department. And I know that that's something that the commissioners will need to vote on. And so I was going to do a presentation about the zoning and then also how that ties into the department. So I didn't know if I should do that here or if I should wait until the Planning and Economic Development Committee and do that here.
I would do that then, because you want the attorney there. You want them there to actually look at that. Have you send that to them? And send that to, I think it would be Dan for zoning to actually, so that he could actually look at that as well. So what you're saying is dealing with zoning. And so doing a presentation around the Renaissance.
So actually, it would have to go to, we don't have a zoning administrator right now,
I know it.
but it would probably go to the planning commission.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that presentation would just go to them.
Yeah.
And then, so they wouldn't send it back to you all, it's good with them and it's good with the board.
It may come.
Yeah,
It may
once they
still-
approve it, then they'll send it back to the
Send it back to us.
commission. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll fix it, yeah, it'll come back,
Okay.
it's just a lot of
Yeah.
eyes that get looked at.
So the process, just so I understand the process, planning, and then they may send it back to you all before it goes to.
They have to send it back to us for approval,
They
so
have-
it'll come back to the commission.
Oh.
Yeah, everything, it comes back to the commission for approval.
And to
It
get it
won't
to
come back to
planning,
committee.
Not the committee, to the commission.
to the commission, and to get it to planning, just get it to the clerk and she'll get it to the planning commission.
Do they ASAP, because the planning commission meets the first Tuesday?
Can you send that now?
I'm on there.
Can you send it now? Can you
I'm
send it
on
to
there,
the clerk,
agenda.
send it to us, can you send it to us tonight?
Oh, so they get the presentation?
Yes, send
Okay,
the
so I
presentation, send it all to us
presentation.
now, if you can. Send it all to every commissioner and to, the clerk, and then put a note in there telling her to send it to the planning commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can get right on the agenda.
Okay.
But send it to us tonight, so we'll have that.
I will do that. And so just so you, just to give you this idea of the importance of it, is that office will kind of help with the bureaucracy of all of that, because if you have an office like that, they will deal with a lot of the issues that you are seeing on a regular basis, and will be able to resolve it once they have their policies and procedures in place, and you all have approved that, then you know that there's somebody in place taking care of these issues that the city is seeing on a regular basis. That's kind of the rationale for it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and so I will just, the next step then.
Send it, if you can send it to us tonight, so we can all get our eyes on it, and everybody will have it.
Okay, so what I just have is a PowerPoint.
That's fine, yeah, send that presentation to us and what you're asking.
Okay.
The regular planning commission meeting is on the 13th.
And I believe.
That's next Tuesday.
13th.
Yes.
Okay, I thought there was something at the end of the month, but it's 13th.
The 13th is next, yeah, that's next Tuesday.
And so, am I on that? What do I need to do? Send it and
Yeah,
then?
send it to the clerk.
Clerk,
Yeah.
Cynthia, thank you so much.
Send it tonight, make sure you send it tonight. It's Wednesday, so send it tonight.
Will do.
What time
Oh.
is
6 o'clock. At 1 o'clock.
Let me double check on
And since I have you, I just have a question about just for me. May I ask, it's not on the top of this, but just ask about the committee. Do you all have open seats on the committee?
I'm trying to think, I think there's one, no?
It's
James,
one, it's
yeah,
at least
it's one.
one.
There's an opening?
James, so you want to serve?
Well, no, there was someone else who wanted to serve.
James.
Very
sits on this
sharp
commission.
individual.
Oh, no, there's no opening.
There's no opening
I
for,
think it's at 2
yeah,
citizens.
2 citizens and 2 commissioners. But if a person misses 3 consecutive meetings, then they can be removed and we can add somebody else. So I think this is the 2nd consecutive meeting that he's missed. So I am keeping track of that, because if people want to serve, we want people who are going to be here.
Oh, yeah, there's
Things
someone
come
who's a sharp individual
Yeah.
and very interested in.
Have them also fill out an application.
They already do.
Okay, who is the person?
Shockwave,
How long has it been?
I believe he did it this week. Let me-
Okay, if he did this week,
It's
then have it.
Shockwave, CHOKWE, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay, good deal. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, I have one more item that we were going to add to this committee, but I didn't receive, any information back from the chief
Oh,
about
about the
the,
ordinance.
yeah, about the ordinance.
Marijuana.
Yeah,
What?
the medical marijuana ordinance, the 500, from 1,000 feet to 500 feet.
Yeah, change
And then, changing those, and so he has to get his eyes on that in order for us to actually
Who
send that to the
want to
commission.
change what to
I
buy?
don't know. So I
Where's
gotta-
it coming
I gotta-
from?
Because Commissioner Adams spoke, we was talking to Deputy Park about the feet that our ordinance is so strict that
They like that, and I don't know if you can override, in my concern, I don't think you can override, it's a state law.
it's
If
the,
it's a state law, we can't override state law.
it's our ordinance.
Yes, but I'm saying, but the state says that it has to be a certain, they can't, our
Oh, yeah.
local law can't override the state, and I think that's a state law. And that's why I said,
It is.
you can't change that,
Change that.
you can't change that.
It
The
is
state
state
law will not, the local laws
It's
cannot.
not override.
And that's what the concern was, and I was like, oh, that's why I didn't add it, because that's something that he has to, say that it's okay, and I don't think it is okay. That's a mistake.
And to change that ordinance, you gotta be public hearing and all that.
It's a whole
It
lot.
probably needs to be changed, but do you wanna address it in your committee?
That was the purpose of it, but I sent it to him so that he could look at it. Yeah,
Clark is researching it, and he said he'll have the information to you soon.
so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you send me something like that, I don't have that expertise. I know a lot of stuff, but that's not it. I know what I know. Are there any other questions or concerns before we?
Yeah, I'd like to, see if we could put policies and procedures back on the agenda for discussion. There's some things that has happened over the years that disenfranchised and alienated the citizens while they are not in their seats. And part of it is this policy and procedure. So I would like to see us sit down and talk about it.
We did.
No, we didn't talk about it. We just lost it.
No, we made changes, like.
Well, yeah, I know, but.
Is there a change specifically that you're looking at changing? We just get right to it. If there's something specific that you're looking at that needs to be changed, then let's do that.
Yeah, back some years ago, Citizen Community Board got together and made some recommendations. And that was before they changed it from a citizen committee to a government committee. But the commission didn't like the fact that the citizens didn't like what was on the agenda, and they voted it down, and it never got out of committee. And so they changed it to 2 citizens instead of 3 citizens and 2 commissions.
So your concern, you want to change the
I
boards
want
back
to
to
change
3?
back, I want to change back to when one person is not here, that we have
An alternate.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
We need an alternate.
I'd rather have the citizens be in control of these boards, but I'm not into that fight. I just want a little change.
Okay, yeah, I don't have a problem. Is there something, Lisa, that you know of about, having alternates, like, Mr., what's his name is not here, this Jackson,
I remember what Commissioner Henry is saying vaguely, because it was like that a while ago. I can have Kim send whatever you guys have.
If she can do that, I would like for that to be a part of that as well. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
And then they would have to make sure we had a cutoff time to notify, or would the alternate come and repeat?
Yeah.
He'll come to
Oh,
every
okay.
meeting, and therefore they're informed just like everybody else.
And so if that person is not here,
And
then
then we just take.
take the seat. Yeah, that
But
makes
see,
sense.
at one time,
That wasn't hard, Commissioner Adams, Commissioner, Henry.
no, it wasn't, but it's been a hard road
This is,
for the whole on this one, because we've been trying to change a couple of other things that have never transpired.
but that's not hard, that's not a hard one.
No, that's
easy.
No,
That's
that's
an
why I
easy
gave you
fix.
the easiest one first.
That's an easy fix.
But I still like to put it on discussion. I want to see us to give the citizens as much power as they can have. And if we keep them alert and empowered as to what is actually going on, they'll be able to make some accurate decisions. But they didn't like Harbor Shores, and that's the reason why some of these things happen.
I'm not into
Go back and look. Go
No,
back and look.
no, I'm not saying that.
But I'm just saying, go back and look at what was going on at that time. At any time that the body passed a resolution to say if you disagree with the commission that you're a front, you would be considered a front. So all of this stuff has happened over the years, and I know gradually we need to reverse it and massage it and give the power back to the people.
Not too gradual.
Oh, yeah, I understand, that's an easy one, we do need an alternate.
I say we got to do it gradually because you guys don't know what happened.
Are there any more questions or
You'll
concerns?
put it on your agenda.
I'll put it on the agenda.
And one more thing,
Yes, ma'am.
we talked about the 5G.
5G.
We need to talk about it more. Do you, can I bring it to your committee and show the lawsuits that have expired over the years?
That's helpful. So when you bring, that is helpful, so if you have, like, I hear what you're saying, and I believe what you're saying, but bringing in, information, and you did do that, you brought some information in about 5G and the effects and that kind of stuff.
But there are some lawsuits, that has been in favor of the people, not just, out of the United States, but in the United States. So I like to show that to this committee, and that might be some way to get our attorney to, either discuss it or the body keeps, we gotta do it. We gotta keep kicking this can
So my
down the
question is,
road.
what is it that you're trying to, what is it that you're trying to get?
The
A
bottom,
resolution?
the bottom line is to not have it here.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but you.
Well, and you go to court and the court says you don't bring it here, it don't come here. If the court says you don't wear pink panties, you don't wear pink panties.
Madam Chair, if I could just share with you, just in the last hour on APR, they just announced that Chicago is the citizens are putting out an ordinance to get a resolution to have a hearing on G5 in the city of Chicago, because they're trying to stop it also. So there's some bigger court cases coming down, and they're trying to stop it in Chicago. The citizens are doing it to get a hearing on it. So this is some serious stuff. And they even talked about the same thing that this gentleman that was here talking about at City Hall, about how it penetrates through your skin and things of that nature. And the city of Chicago is pumping the brakes on it right now.
In the neighborhood where it's in Chicago, is very non-white,
Yeah,
like Fort Benton Harbor.
Gotta get to the community then, get them,
You don't,
gotta get the word out then.
you ain't gonna get the community in. We as leaders have to take care of our people.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta
So
get
if we
the
got
word.
the knowledge, we don't need them. They just need to understand why we're doing what we're doing. And everybody, like I said, don't have the time or the will to understand that kind of stuff. Because they too busy in the day-to-day struggle. So if you can put it back on the agenda, I have those court cases, and we'll kick the can down the road a little more.
Could you also have, City Clerk Thompson sent out a letter asking, what was her name? She came and did a presentation when I was gone. Dr. Todd, to come to the next legislative committee meeting, with some, information about, G5. So that she can come and talk about the health effects of that.
Okay. Does she know?
I'm sure she does, yeah. She does. Dr. Todd, Lynn Todd, yes. She could come to the next legislative committee.
Okay.
That would be great. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
4 or 5 meetings, I've come with this information about 5G because I thought we were gonna get around to talking about it, but I know we have so much other stuff on our agendas that we don't talk about anything like this, and it's probably the most important thing going on in Benton Harbor, other than what they're doing to the schools and the water in particular. I won't say nothing about the sand. That was just between me and Commissioner over there. This is supposed to be talked about more than anything going on in this place. 5G, you don't know about it, you ought to read about it. And if you haven't read about it, you must didn't think much about it. Otherwise, you've been talking about it off the top of your head. Everywhere you go, it'll be a message. You'll be talking to the citizens, you'll be talking to the little kids, everybody. Didn't want to talk about the water, didn't want to talk about sand, don't want to talk about 5G, but you don't want the citizens. You say we need to talk to the citizens. The citizens already know. We come fully prepared to talk about it, and you guys do not talk about it. I'm getting loud now. I don't want to be like that right now. But this is very important to our citizens, regardless of what you do at work, or if you even got a job. You live here too. You laughing, but you can walk up under some of that and go down like me. So, thank you for your time and your energy. Hope we can be anti-kicking stuff down, kicking cans down the road. We can stop that. I'm tired of even hearing that. aren't you guys? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Mr.
Are there any other questions or concerns?
They just said it.
Yeah, we looked at it.
I don't know if I can wait, but have you all ever considered, having like the school board is supposed to have a student advisor on their board? They don't have voting power, but they do, you know, sit in and give input. Have you ever considered anything like that?
With youth on the,
Like a youth?
a youth advisory, I think we used to have one a very long time ago.
Used to have,
That's how I ended up
um,
getting involved in
we
politics.
mentored, we mentored young people to come in and sit and go to the meetings with us and hopefully become elected officials. But,
Was
you know,
that
they
through the
started having
legislative
civics.
committee? Was it on the council? What, like?
The Parks did it, the Parks and Service had one, but they never showed up.
No,
I'm
it was
saying-
way before the
Oh,
fire
this
service.
was, yeah, this was in the late nineties.
Yeah, we had the
Yeah.
kids here, and they did show up and showed interest, and it's a wonderful thing. I would just love to give me a young female to come from Third Ward and take over
So we
my
have
seat.
students that want, that's interested in government, I'd love to mentor.
I look into it, if you all are into that, I will look into that.
Absolutely, yeah, they can come.
No, they was
Yeah,
different
so-
kind of government.
Thank you.
I didn't hear that last part, you guys, talking in microphone.
I'm sorry, we were just talking about,
That sounded good from what I heard, but what was it really?
Just considering having a youth, participate with either the committee or like an advisor to the council. They wouldn't maybe not be able to vote, but at least be able to get input to the issues as it relates to them.
That's what I
And get
thought.
the information
That's what
back
I
to the
like
school.
too.
yeah.
That could be a committee, that maybe be that alternate or another person other than the alternate.
Depending on their interest.
If we can put that on the agenda next month, we can kick that
You
around.
kids are interested.
Yeah.
You just have to reach out and,
You got.
You know,
you right there.
Um,
And I appreciate your spot, hey, you right there, bring it. So maybe we'll-
But
That's part of the policy
time and
procedure.
having her come.
Yeah.
Give her a presentation about 5G, that would be great. Okay.
That is part of the policies and procedures, Madam Clerk.
I know, it, but I'm saying I'd like for her to do a presentation. Are there any other questions or comments or concerns before we dismiss?
Yeah. Hold on one second, I might have something I want to say to you.
That's it, that's it.
Okay, let's see.
That's all the agenda.
And she-
You see, T-Mobile putting up the tower somewhere around here.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen the
if
picture.
that's, you know, if that's a
T-Mobile.
thing, because I've been
It's
hearing
in the
about it.
paper, you know, some of those.
Because I know she's
No,
real sharp. She's real
No, we
sharp.
put ads in back of the paper. And we question the tower.
But these ain't towers. These are low where you can get the radiation right close to your body.
Little bitty.
Yeah, these are down close, you know, within 20, 30 feet of you.
What the whole county's gonna be getting at.
So I'd like to officially adjourn, this meeting until we meet again. Thank everybody for coming.
Excuse me?
Now we can have conversations.
But it's not here yet, Mr. Duncan, and I have been reading the 5G. I've been talking